Bonnie Jackson, 309 Temple Trail, Winter Park, Florida. I'm also the Vice Chairman of the Parks and Recreation Commission. I'd like you to understand how this issue even came before you. It came before you because the Director of the Parks Department, Mr. John Holland, happened to mention to me in passing that he personally approved the Doggone It event over at our ball fields. And when I brought to his attention that that was contrary to park policy, he asked me if I wanted it on the next agenda, and I said, absolutely, I do. As a resident, volunteering my time on the Parks Board, I consider myself to be the eyes and ears of my fellow residents. It's our job to follow the law and to make recommendations to you. When Mr. Holland brought it before the board, he acted as though it was a nuisance to him, and he recommended, as a member of staff to my fellow Parks Board members, that we approve the event. And I had to bring to his attention, is it not against our city ordinance? And then Mr. Holland had to agree. And then he counseled the other park board members as to how we could get around the ordinance and make a recommendation to you that you suspend it. It is inappropriate for any member of city staff to be ignoring the law at their own whim or discretion. And I will say that the person who was the president of the Doggone It Agility, it is a business. You're not authorized to do business in the state of Florida unless you fill out the proper paperwork with the state of Florida, the Department of Business, which they have done, and their principal place of business is in Sorrento, Florida. And when I asked them where their business was, they inaccurately told me it was on Francis Street. I said, what's at that location? And they answered, oh, that would be Lake Island. So their representation to us is that their principal place of business was a city park, which is false. Their principal place of business is the residence of their president. It is not a Winter Park organization. I don't think that's really the issue. I was just upset about being misled, and I had to continue to question her. If I wasn't a lawyer, I probably wouldn't have known what questions to ask. It bothers me that they are coming before you only because I caught Mr. Holland doing something that I believe was inappropriate. And now we're going to now talk about how we can change the law to accommodate this organization. The only reason they've been continuing to have these events is because Mr. Holland is allowing them to do it. That's not appropriate. You are now going to rubber stamp or approve of someone who has continued to do something that's wrong. And I would like somebody to think about the children. There's a reason why we don't allow dogs on ball fields and recreational fields. My children play soccer. They fall down a lot. They kick the ball well, they run well, but sometimes they fall down. And dogs naturally have waste. I don't know what they're talking about when they say they were out there cleaning up on the fields. Apparently they're also out there on different days that I don't know anything about. But it's not appropriate. There is a place for our pets. There is a place for our children. And this is not about pets, by the way. These are basically circus performing animals. They're not pets. And there are hundreds of dogs on our ball fields. Please think about that.
Thank you.